So I'm going to go ahead and call to order the Guthrie Edmond Regional Airport Advisory Board tonight on December 13th, 2016. First item up this evening is approval of the minutes of the Guthrie Edmond Regional Airport Board meeting of November 8th, 2016 at 6 o'clock. I entertain a motion to approve. A motion?
I'll second.
We have a second. All in favor? Say aye.
I second it. Thank you.
And motion carries. So we'll keep it a short evening tonight, for the obvious reasons. It's the holiday
So
season.
long-winded.
So, no discussion items, we'll move to item 3, discussion airport manager report and monthly financials.
Okay, item 1, hangar development update. Hangar 32, Latham Investments, the concrete works completed. It's been completed. We have red iron structure framing material being erected, and I have a picture that I'll show you next month. Probably even more. We have a door on a little walk-through door on one of the sides that was up today. So it's kind of exciting to see all this go up so fast. Letter B, hangar rental inquiries. We're still receiving several calls a week. In fact, hangar 32, as I understand it, has already been completely filled with future tenants. So now we'll have to start working towards getting them interested in building another hangar. Letter C, hangar 6A, as an alpha update, is completed. All done. It's got his doors on and looking good. Excited about that. Item 2, airport buildings, grounds, and equipment. Letter A, airport grounds. We've been clearing up a lot of areas that have not been getting much attention during the mowing season. So what we're doing is we're taking down some cedar trees here and there, like one at a time. And we plan on also painting what we call our landmark arrow, which sits directly below the rotating beacon. You guys will learn more about that. Once I get it painted, we'll all have to go out there and see. I'm going to get reflective beads and put that on it. When you fly over it, you'll be able to see this big yellow arrow. Back in the day, they used to use these it used to have a little house with a generator in it that had a light that shined on this arrow. Airplanes flying over would see this arrow and it point them in the right direction. It's how the United States Postal Service used to use these areas and other ways of navigating from town to town. When they get to the next town, they see another arrow pointing in a different direction. Don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm going to bring you more information next month because I've got a neat little article and I hope to put it in a brochure about the airport. So just one of the items, speaking of brochures and stuff, just think along those lines for future. If you guys have some ideas and some things you think might go in that. Letter B, fuel farm light is out of service again. So I'm looking to a different electrician to try to help find the problem. Everything in that has been replaced. There's about 3 items, so I'm not sure why it only works sometimes and then sometimes it doesn't. Letter C, airport terminal carpets have been shampooed. I'm excited about that. It's been like probably 10 or more years. Lobby, conference room, the hallway, and the airport manager's office. So, from what I heard, they haven't been cleaned since they were installed. And they do look a lot better. Letter C, airport terminal. Okay, pardon me. Moving on to item 3, airport services projects. Since that is an agenda item, I'm going to hold off on that and move on to item 4, airport manager activities. Some of the things been doing, attending the chamber coffee networking attendance, which is community outreach. And speaking of that, you guys, please, and I'll show this in a minute about the community outreach. Letter B for airport manager activities, attend the city council workshops and meetings when able, and participate in the Oklahoma Airport Operator Planning Committee conference calls. Have one tomorrow. Big conference in April. Letter D, I attended on behalf of, I just have to say this, City of Edmond got together and they paid my registration fee of $1,600 to send me to the National Business Aviation Association Conference, which was the first week in November. I got to hang out at the Oklahoma State Commerce, the Oklahoma Department of Commerce, there we go, Oklahoma Department of Commerce. And I met some really neat people that I think will be very influential to getting together. I talked to a couple of them. I met Christy Bush, Vic Berg was there, Dennis Altendorf. These people, some of you may recognize their names, you might not. Vince Howie was there, Sean Kelly, those two guys are going to come up. We're going to get together. Janet wants to be there also. One of the city of Guthrie that are in economic development and stuff want to join together in that meeting. They want to come out and see the airport and see what they have to offer. Hear all the exciting things. I talked to a couple of different people while I was at NBAA, learning more about what we need, what type of services here. When I first walked in that place, it was overwhelming. So I was just like, are you kidding me? The next day, by the end of the day, I was feeling kind of like, okay. So a lot of other people were there that I got to meet. Again, I think it was really, really neat, and I really just want to say thank you to the city of Edmond very much for.
Can I make a correction?
Please.
It was Edmond Economic
Oh,
Development.
sorry.
That paid for it.
Yes, it was the Edmond Economic Development,
Thank you.
and that was Janet Yao,
Thank you.
who is the director of the
EEDA.
Edmond,
DA.
EEDA,
Yes,
EEDA. Sorry about that.
that's okay.
So, again, thank you to Janet and the whole team out there, and Donna. Appreciate you guys putting that all together and getting me in contact with all of them. Letter E, I also attended the FAA Airports Workshop Conference at the new FAA facility in Fort Worth, Texas. That basically, just to give you an idea of some of the stuff, we had the head guy down there over all of the FAA in that area is Kelvin Solko. He was there and he did a welcome. Then we had a national perspective of what's going on with the FAA, UAS, drones, UAV. They call them UAS, not drones. Al Bruner's real well known in the FAA field on that. We also covered managing expectations with the airport improvement plan, airport compliance update, airport planning and environmental highlights, the airport engineering highlights, and then we had a question and answer session. That was a wealth of information, a lot of confirmation on things that are going to be hitting us, that are coming up. We also have a couple of these sessions that are going to be happening at our Oklahoma Airport Operators Conference.
Who's our rep for the Southwest for this area up here? Is it?
We have a new guy, and I met him down there, and I don't have his name right off. It's Andrew, I don't have his last name. It's it's Hawaiian.
Is it?
Yeah. And he's been around the area, he's been with them for about 15 years, but I just was introduced to him. But he's our new guy.
Okay.
We had Catherine Franklin, intern, but now it's Andrew Ta. Oh gosh, it's a different last name. It's really, and I'll have to get that for you. Let you know who that is. All right, our community outreach coming up December 17th, which is this Saturday, 1 to 3 p.m. The Santa Fly-In. We will hold, come rain or snow flurries or cold weather, we're still going to be here. We're going to have hot chocolate and candy canes will be served. And from what I understand, we're going to have a really cool airplane that's going to be a backdrop to take pictures in front of. Yeah. It's supposed to be a big, red, pretty. It's got 2 wings. It's neat.
And a heater.
It's a stagger wing. A lot of people don't know what a stagger wing looks like. Everybody
Yeah, me too. Made in Wichita, Beechcraft.
Long time ago.
Yes.
And letter B of community outreach, the airport will be hosting the Guthrie Chamber Coffee on Wednesday. That's this little save the date. You guys, please, board members, if you can, try to be there. I'd really like to just say our board members are here, we all go around the room and introduce ourselves and say who we're with, what we're doing. Goodies and coffee will be served. Bring your business cards, drop them in the basket. We'll be doing a couple of door prizes too, as we do at all these functions. And it's just a really neat networking opportunity. So I hope y'all can be there. And that's it for that part of his report.
All right, we'll move to our item 4, discussion update on our airport improvement and our non-grant funding items. So I'll let you just hit those real quick.
Okay, just wanted to give you an update of some of the things we've taken care of. 7 of the items that we touched on in the beginning, we had the ramp in the front of hangar 3. Point it right over here, right here, this big area right here. It was going to be a 90 by 90. It's a 128 by 129 area, huge area. That's been completed. Then we had a little concrete patch right here. Well, 23 by 15 was completed. The gate opener and keypad has been installed. The airport work vehicle, the 4x4 Kubota that's sitting outside the door here. Our popcorn machine that y'all are partaking of the popcorn. We have a popcorn machine back in the pilot lounge. Then we do have a brand new wooden and cast iron bench sitting out here that's not rickety and won't fall. It's really nice. You guys can sit and not feel like you're gonna
Sit and judge the landings.
Yes, look at all the airplanes. And also the airport parking lot, as you can see, is in progress. The cold weather kind of hit us at a bad time. As soon as we get a couple warm days, we'll be able to button that up and get that going, get stripes on it, and it'll all be looking really nice. So that's a real quick rundown of everything that we've covered. I put a little bit more detail in here. Again, the airport parking lot, I'll go back over the items. Item A, airport improvement, short-term capital improvement items update. Number 1 was the airport parking lot. This area that the grass has been removed in the middle, from the island in the middle of the parking lot, that area will be paved, which will allow for a lot more parking spaces. The mailboxes that were there were removed and moved down, along with, there were 2 of them, so we moved those down there. Zipco has freed up at least 10 parking spaces and are now providing parking for their own employees next to their hangar. So that has taken 10 vehicles out of this parking lot, which has freed that up. It's huge. The gate opener, as I said, is completed. What we're going to do before we make it fully operational, we need to get signs, and then I'll send letters out to tenants, business owners, everyone, to let everyone know what the code is and what the procedure is going to be. We'll eventually have that completely buttoned up. Airport work vehicle purchase, as I just said, the popcorn machine. The hope with the popcorn machine is to draw more people to come out to visit the airport and enjoy some popcorn. What we'll do is we'll put up a couple signs and say, Fridays, 10 to 2. See if we can't get a few more tenants even to just come in here and chit chat. And I spoke about wooden and cast iron bench, which is placed on the air side in front of the terminal building.
Good. Thank you. Thanks for the update. Well, we'll just go ahead and move on to board and staff comments. Roger, anything there?
Before we get into that, a little bit more comment just on the last couple of sentences before board and staff comments. On the back page here, what's the status of those taxes again?
On the what?
The status of those tax exemptions? Where do things stand right now?
I'm sorry.
Is that on the stabilization?
Yes.
Oh, on the
Would like
minutes,
to-
hold on.
I was gonna bring that up too, Sean.
What is the current status on the aircraft fuel tax and the registration fees?
I don't have that current status.
I do.
I'm not
We were
due.
at the meeting.
Pardon?
It's going to legislation. It was all
Well-
passed by the
Okay.
Aeronautics Commission.
Well, it wasn't passed by the full Aeronautics
Yes, it
Commission
was.
board, was it?
Yes, it was.
When did they have that meeting?
Gosh, I don't know, a couple weeks ago.
At the meeting
Well-
after the one that we all went to.
Yeah.
Did they refer that to the full board?
Yes.
And
So
that-
this is,
when was
well,
that
this is,
next
it says of
I'll
the
have to
three.
look at the date, but I went down. I'm trying to think.
Did you go, no, well, wait. Okay. On the minutes
We
in
went
here,
to-
it says of the three items, the aircraft fuel tax and the aircraft registration fees were passed to go before the commission for a vote.
The commission voted,
Okay,
and
because I didn't attend that meeting,
the
is what I'm
thing
saying.
that I don't understand, and I haven't talked to anybody, and you might want to follow through on it. On the committee meeting, the thing that was not.
Excise tax exemption.
Yeah. The committee didn't pass on it, if I remember right.
That's right, they didn't.
But the full board did.
They did.
I think so.
So the question I have
See-
is, are they leaning toward a tax exemption, or are they leaning toward collecting more revenue here to pay for other stuff? What's happening?
That happened on the 17th. Are
Yeah.
you talking about the meeting that was on the 17th? Yeah, I did not.
That was held at the Capitol.
Okay, yeah, I'll be happy to follow up on that.
But
No, there's just.
I was under the impression that that one did not pass. But this is all going to legislature now. I mean, the committees are, the whole board has passed.
What's the,
Not the
what is the
yeah, the
legislative
board, the
proposal?
commission, is what you're talking about,
Huh?
the commission.
Yeah.
Not the committee.
No, the commission.
Yeah, the commission.
The legislators have not even, it's not been proposed yet to them, as far as I know.
Well, your question is
Yeah.
which way is the wind blowing on?
Yeah, any bill that is submitted, what is it proposing to
And
do?
you're right, that's what the meeting that we attended, the agenda was and the objective was to put out 4 or 5 different things to raise additional revenue for the OAC. One of them was the exemption, one of them was fuel taxes, and those were all the items that were discussed, possible additional sources of revenue. And then in that particular meeting, they didn't really follow through on the exemption thing because that was more of a 135, C-135 kind of a thing. They were trying to figure out ratios of amount of flying time, business flying time, or what did you call it, customer flying time versus the owner time. Is that the way you
Right.
understand?
Yeah,
So, but the answer to your question is, yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to raise more money. They're looking for other avenues.
Those are the only 3 sources of revenue that we get to make any kind of airport improvements to all the airports in the state of Oklahoma. And that's only 77 some odd hundred pilots that make that. It's not every citizen in the state of Oklahoma that contributes to airports. It's only the pilots and user fees and where we collect that from. So,
Okay, on the board and staff comments. Come to the meeting and wear the t-shirts. The other thing was, I noticed that there's a semi-trailer down here, and I was wondering if that's ours? Out here in the weeds somewhere.
that's,
Does that belong to the
that
trolley
belongs to
people?
the neighbor over here.
Oh, okay, I just wondered, I'd never seen it before, but it looked like it was on our property, and I was wondering what we were
So
storing
he
there.
used to come up here and make U-turns in this parking lot, and I stopped him from doing that. And then he started backing up into our first driveway, which is asphalt, and I stopped him from doing that. So then he said when it's muddy, he can't do that with his truck. I said, well, there's Walmart parking, and I know they allow you to do that. So we worked something out, and then so he put that road in over there.
Well, that's a
And
driving
I think
school
that's an
thing.
easement for him.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've noticed that too. But it's our neighbor right here. And we've worked things out.
It's our glass source. We use it all the time.
Time's up.
Our drug truck.
Yeah, could be. At least we got rid of our dumpster. It
I
keeps me
see.
out of trouble.
I love
And you
that.
got those people parking in the right place?
Yeah, it just kind of happened.
It just kind of happened.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
No, what's next?
Russell?
nothing,
Nothing on it?
no.
Well, as long as we're kind of going around here. Back to your airport manager's report, you talked about the landmark arrow.
Yeah, you probably know a lot about that.
I'm old, but not that old, almost. Anyway, those were navigation beacons all across the United States. And I've been to every one of them that's still in Oklahoma, and they're going away fast. They're
Except for ours,
disappearing.
if I have any.
Yeah, and I think we're very fortunate to be able to still have our rotating beacon in there because of the height and the way the FAA is changing regulations. It's just a matter of time, one of these days they come in and go,
Probably.
that's gotta go. And I think we should be planning ahead or someplace up in here to move that beacon, the tower and the beacon, and save it and keep it up here close to, you know, put it out here in the parking lot or someplace that will be out of height restrictions,
Yeah, we
but
definitely
we can
need to
still save
preserve
it.
it, because it is
Yeah.
one of very few, and I have had 3 different people from all over the state, from different parts of the state, come here just to take pictures, and called me, and
I'm
wanted
glad I'm
to
not the
take
only
pictures
that
of.
goes around.
No, they fly around, they travel
Yeah.
on land, well, opposed to air. They travel around to see these arrows, and it's pretty amazing. I have a little article in the file in there that's pretty neat. And I thought, okay, what color was it? I asked this one guy, he says, they were yellow, and you could see them from the light shining down on them. So I thought, we're gonna paint it yellow, and it's gonna be reflective beads on it.
Oh, cool.
Years ago, on the black charts, which the later ones had VORs located on them, on the early black charts, those beacons were there, and the arrow pointed to the next beacon, which is at Perry, Perry. And that's how you could navigate by those, but they are going away. So we need to be thinking about that, planning in our next budget or something to, I don't know what it takes to move something.
Can you
like
I
that.
just
look up
wanna
how
make
many
sure
feet
it's
off of run line center line they have to be?
I don't know,
Yeah, I can
see, they
look.
kept lowering, you know, the angle from the runway, I think that's probably too high. Dan might know. He
The only thing it's gonna do is it's gonna raise minimums on the approach.
Okay,
I don't think they're gonna make the move.
well, that would be a good thing.
Unless you want the minimums lowered, which they're not gonna get lowered
They're not, yeah.
any more than they are right now.
Okay, so make it safe.
I think it's safe.
Our minimums are pretty good.
Go.
Where we're set up now.
I'm done.
You know me. This has to do with what we talked about earlier. These, here's one right there. These went out to 3 elementary schools in Guthrie this week. Cotterill, Central, and what's up? And these went out in every kid's package, as far as what's going on in schools. So, you can see that they're all covered with Simpson's signature that it was okay to mail them out. So we should have really good coverage as far as grade school kids knowing about our activity. And there have been questions about what are we gonna do about the weather, so your phone number's on here.
Yeah, no, and it rolls over to my cell phone, but I've already had some calls on
Okay.
that, and I said, rain or shine, we're gonna be here, I hope you all are.
Well, that'd be good, because there is a lot of interest this
And
year.
we have to be
As
staying inside.
far as our VIP kids, we've got, I think, like 25 or 30
Great.
VIPs that are just pumped to be here.
Yeah.
So we did get pretty good coverage this year, so from that standpoint, we've got kids that are wanting to be here.
And Santa never stays home, does he? He's always.
It's everywhere.
So that's all I have. I do have extras of these if anybody would like them.
Cool. Well, I'll finish up. I want to again thank Edmond Economic Development Authority for helping out, and then our city, our airport manager off to NBA. That was great. I want to thank everybody. I hope they have a good holiday season. Obviously, we won't meet until after, I guess, the first of the year. So we'll still see you next year, kind of thing. Fly. Then along those lines, just thank the board and staff. Thank you guys, ladies, everybody who participates in making this thing happen. You know, we had a great year this last year, and I'm excited as we move into 2017 and keep this momentum moving forward. So look forward to that. And if you haven't, as everybody already knows, be out here December 17th and freeze your tail off. So,
And please try to come to the chamber coffee on the 21st, you guys. Really. And again, I want to say thank you, Janet, Gal, and Donna, Edmond Economic Development.
Yeah.
I really, really had a very wonderful time. It was very beneficial. And I look forward to going again next year. Made some good contacts. It looks like it's gonna work out real well.
Well, with that, I don't think we need a motion to adjourn, but we'll do it.
You do now. Move to adjourn.
Yeah, there it is.